you can't come to Ketchikan and not get salmon. And for that, they have a salmon market right here, which is really cool. But don't worry, if you're not a fan of salmon, they also have a Subway. Well, good morning, guys. So it's about 6:30 in the morning. I am up super early. We are docked here in Ketchikan. Hold that thought. Let's try that again. Good morning, guys. So we are docked here in Ketchikan, Alaska, and it's about 6:30 in the morning. I am here in the market, the buffet area. My excursion leaves at 7 o'clock or 7:30. So super early morning for me, but it's nice and cold. It's about 45 degrees, and it says it's supposed to rain, so we'll see how that affects the excursion. The excursion that I'm doing today is just a little like fjords cruise, so hopefully we'll get to see some wildlife, but very excited, and I'm going to bring you guys along, of course, for everything. After the excursion, I'm planning on trying to get some local food here. Ketchikan is the salmon capital of the world, apparently. Didn't know that. So maybe try to get some salmon. But I'm going to have some breakfast. Let me show you what they have for the breakfast buffet area, just in case you're wondering. And then we'll go get off the ship and start our day. Alright guys, so we're outside, we're walking over to our boat. Sorry, I know there's rain on the lens, and there's rain on my glasses, it's raining out, so just the conditions of being in Alaska. But it's a short walk down the dock, and we're going to go find the boat, and then we'll get going on our excursion. So we're on the little boat for our cruise along the waterways. So it's called the Waterfront and Wildlife Cruise. So hopefully we'll see some wildlife. There's probably about like 50 to 70 people on this excursion. Apparently it's mixed with our ship, and there's a Holland America ship that's doing this as well. It was a little bit cold waiting. They're still trying to, get back into the groove of things as far as like COVID and being in the cruise season. It's May of 2022, so it is very early in the Alaska season for this year. But it's a double-decker ship or boat. So underneath is fully enclosed. It's warm. There's a bar in the back that serves, I think they have like hot chocolate. They have coffee. They have, I think, some alcoholic beverages possibly for purchase. And then the second level is partially enclosed, or there's an outdoor space. So we'll go check that out once it gets going a little bit more. It is going to be cold and windy up there, but that's where we're going to probably be able to see the wildlife the best. So we'll go up there in just a little bit. We are heading back towards the town, but this has been an amazing excursion. Unfortunately, we didn't really see much wildlife. It's a little bit early in the season, so that is one thing. If you come in May, it's less likely that you're going to see things like whales and seals because it's still quite cold. So we didn't really see any wildlife. We saw one bald eagle, and that was kind of it. But I still think it's worth it. It was really cool just to see the landscape. It's beautiful out here, and even though it's cold and rainy, I definitely think that this was a fun thing to do when you're here in Ketchikan. So highly recommend coming out and doing this. All right, just just in case you are wondering, they do have restrooms on the boat. So let's take a look and see what they look like. Small but functional. And interestingly, you flush by using the little pumper thing right there. But it does have a sink and some towels, some hand sanitizer, soap. So overall, at least you have the option when you're here on board. But really cute little boat, really fun excursion. Let me show you the little coffee bar area. They have coffee available. They have some teas, hot chocolate, and then they also have some things for sale if you're looking for like cocktails or beverages. They do have those for purchase. They have some little souvenir memorabilia stuff you can purchase. So, and then this is the downstairs area of the boat. If you want to be indoors, it is fully enclosed. Well, unfortunately, our excursion is over. It's about 10:30, and so I've got a few hours left in Ketchikan. So I'm gonna just kind of walk around town. I'll bring you with me, and let's go see kind of some of the stores. I think I'm gonna go buy some gloves for tomorrow because I have a whale watching excursion tomorrow, and just in case it's really cold there too, gloves would be nice. So let's walk around a little, and then we'll get some shopping done, and then probably around noon we'll go and find some lunch. So let's go. Alright guys, I'm here inside of the Fish House, and it's right next to the Lumberjack show, so it does get quite busy. On top of just being a good restaurant, people come in right out of the show and go here and eat. So just keep that in mind, be ready for a line. It is located down by the docks, and it's very casual. It's counter service, so basically what you do is you walk in. They have their menu up on a chalkboard, and it's a very small menu, not very extensive, but it still looks very good. And then you order at the counter, they give you a number, and then you come into this back room to take a seat. Now, the back room is really cozy, very intimate. There's not a lot of tables, but it is sort of picnic style, like they're like picnic benches basically. So you might sit with people you don't know, or if you have a large group, you can fit everyone at this table. They also have a fireplace in the back that's really nice for heating this place up, and they have beautiful picturesque windows, so it allows a lot of light, great views when you're eating, just a really cool atmosphere. So I ended up getting the smoked salmon chowder. I got a cup of chowder, and then I also got some cornbread, mostly because I really like the idea of salmon chowder. I was cold, and it just seemed like a great thing to have. So let's go ahead, dive in, check out what this is, and then we will continue on. All right, guys, let's give this chowder a try. The smoked salmon chowder is amazing. So it is a bit on the salty side. Keep that in mind. It is smoked salmon, so it's naturally going to be salty, but I personally like that about it. It also has little pieces of dill. It has some corn. It has potato, and of course it has smoked salmon. And I put the entire packet of oyster crackers in because I love oyster crackers, and it really adds a nice crunch. The size of the cornbread is ginormous. This is a huge piece of cornbread. They do give you some butter if you'd like to have butter on it, or if you just want to dip it in the chowder. That's what I've been doing. But the cornbread is good. It's not the best I've ever had, but it is solid. It's fluffy, and it's dense, and it's got that grittiness from the cornmeal, and it does have that sweetness from the honey, which is what you always want. So honestly, I can't complain about the cornbread. I think it's still really good. Anywhere that you go, blue skies are sure to follow. It happens every time. So I made it to Creek Street, and this is actually the historic part of Ketchikan. So Our guide on the excursion said to come on down here. Usually later on in the season, there's salmon. You can see them like swimming and everything. They said it's a little bit early for that, so we probably won't see any, but I'm gonna take a walk anyway and see what there is.
You're my silver lining, daydream, never minding, light inside my eyes. A little bit of everything I like. You pick me up when I'm down, put that sunshine on me now. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
So something kind of cool. This is a funicular, and it goes to the top where there's that building that has a restaurant. Apparently it's not working right now, but if you're here and it is working, something kind of cool. And funicular is just kind of fun to say. Creek Street is so cute and so awesome. If you're here and you have a longer day in Ketchikan, or you have more than, just a few hours, definitely come down to Creek Street. It's probably about a 5 to 10 minute walk from the downtown port area. So it's really not too bad. And then there's like all this historic information and all these shops and restaurants, and it's just a really cool area. So definitely come check out Creek Street if you have time in Ketchikan.
Put a smile on my face, make me dance out in the rain. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. You make every day a dream come true with every little thing you do.
Good evening, guys. So it's about 6 o'clock and I have a dinner reservation at the French restaurant on board. It's called Bistro sur la Mer, I think. And this is something that I wasn't planning on doing before I got on the ship. I wasn't actually going to be going to any of the specialty dining, but the casino host actually called me last night and they wanted to offer me to dine at their restaurants on board. So I wasn't going to turn that down. So I have one for tonight, I think one for, and then one for 2 days from now, I think, and then one for the last day of the cruise, I think. But, sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm trying to figure out where this restaurant is and walk and talk at the same time, and you guys know I'm not great at that. So, I know that it's in this area. I just need to find, I think it's on the other side. I think I just went the wrong way. But, anyways, it's a French restaurant, and I actually haven't done any research on it because I wasn't planning on going to it. So let's go in. All I know is that it's French and it's supposed to have French food. So let's go check out and see. We'll go check it out. I'll show you everything that I have and the menu, of course, and then give you some thoughts on it and see if it's worth the money. So let's head over. I am here inside of Bistro sur la Mer, which is their French restaurant on board. Typically it's a $29 surcharge, and so if you're looking to dine here, it is going to be $29. But it's really interesting. You get 4 courses, so you automatically get a little amuse-bouche kind of thing, and then you pick 1 appetizer, 1 main, and 1 dessert. So of course I'll show you everything that I get, but the menu looks delicious. I'm very excited. Lots of different options. If you're a fish lover, they have lots of things, or they also have a lot of just land items as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of a mix and match, I think, and we'll see what we get. you have to get the chocolate bar, unless you're allergic. In which case, 1, I'm sorry, and 2, I'm really sorry, because this is heavenly. All right, guys, so I wanted to just come out here. Dinner is done. I wanted to come out so you could look at the beautiful scenery behind me while I talk about my day and just kind of give some closing thoughts. Let's start with the bistro. So Bistro sur la Mer was delicious. Yes, there is a surcharge. It's $29 typically, but I think that's fair for what you get. It was a wonderful atmosphere. The service was great. The food was great. My one complaint would be that it doesn't have doors to the restaurant. So the noise from the piazza kind of filters in, which can kind of take away from the feeling like you're dining in a specialty restaurant. But that's really my only gripe with it. So the rest of the day I had a blast. Again, the excursion was a little pricey for what it was because we didn't really see much wildlife, but I still had a great time. I would just maybe not do it if you're coming back in May. Gosh, it's just so beautiful out here. I keep getting distracted because I'm just looking out over at the scenery. So sorry, I know I keep looking away. It's just because it's gorgeous here and it's hard not to look at it. But overall, guys, I had such a fun day. I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me to Ketchikan. Tomorrow, I think we are in Juneau. Yes. And Icy Strait Point. So tomorrow morning from 5 to 9 a.m., we are going through Icy Strait Point. I am going to do my darndest to get up and show you as much of it as I can. And then we get into Juneau about 12:30 p.m. So I do have an excursion for that I'm really excited for also. So with that said, guys, that's going to end the vlog for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Obviously, the camera does not do it justice because my camera's not picking up on the mist that is like all along here. There is just loads and loads of mist and it's gorgeous, but it just looks kind of whitish on the screen. So unfortunately, the camera can only do so much. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me tonight. And I will see you bright and early in the morning. Thank you again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.